Hi, I'm Nick, and I run BarRaiser, where we help growing companies to establish best hiring and interviewing practices that are aligned with these companies' core values. These best hiring and interviewing practices, in turn, help these companies to ship key milestones such as new product launch or new country launch or new funding round, so on and so forth. In today's video, I would like to talk about the concept of the Blitz interview. And I will cover 3 topics about the Blitz interview. 1, I'll describe what it is. 2, I will describe why it's important. And 3, I will talk about areas to look out for in order to ensure that you have a maximally effective Blitz interview process. So let's start with 1, describing what the Blitz interview process is. The Blitz interview is an event where you would ask your interview team to go away for the entire day and do nothing but interview candidates. Usually the interview team can go offsite if they want to interview the candidates in person, or they can do the interview online, but they do nothing else during that day other than interview the candidates one after the other. Usually during the Blitz day, the interview team can evaluate anywhere from 4 to 8 candidates. The way it works is that the team would interview a batch of candidates side by side, maybe 2 or 4 candidates back to back to back, after which the team would break in order to debrief about the candidates who they have interviewed so far. Once they've reached a decision with a hire or no hire recommendation on each candidate, they would move on to the second batch of candidates and proceed with those back-to-back interviews in the second half of the day. After that second half, you would again get together to have a debrief for the second batch of candidates and reach a hire or no hire decision on each of them. The importance of having these debrief sessions happen after no more than 4 candidates, which every interviewer has interviewed. The importance of that is because these interviews are back to back, the interviewers don't have the ability and reflect on the data that they've collected and the behavioral illustrations, so on and so forth. A lot of this information lives primarily in the head of the interviewer, and you want to get to that debrief stage as soon as you can until that information is fresh in the interviewer's mind. So interview blitzes tend to work well when you're looking to hire a larger number of candidates for roles that perform relatively comparable duties, relatively comparable work. Usually those roles can be entry-level SDEs, software development engineers, or artists, or testers, so on and so forth. Those are the type of roles which ideally fit in the Blitz interview concept. So that explains how the Blitz interview process works. The second part of today would be to talk about the importance of the Blitz interview concept. Why do companies do it? They do it because it's efficient. It's helpful to interview 6 or 7 or 8 candidates at the same time, get together, reach a same day interview decision, and move on with the other priorities and work that you have on a different day. So it's efficient for the time of the interviewers. It's also efficient in making a decision. You would need to hire a larger team of open heads. You want to get it done quickly if you can. Another benefit of the Blitz interview process is that it helps to train new hires. Because there's such a plethora of interviews available on that day, you could ask new employees to shadow a number of these interviews, and you could give them exposure and accelerate them relatively quickly, meet any requirements that they have to meet so that they can in turn become fully licensed interviewers and run interview loops on their own, or be active participants in separate, more classic type interview loops where a team of 5 would interview the candidate on one day, they would get together a few days later to debrief, so on and so forth. And the third topic for today is what are some of the areas that you need to be mindful of in order to ensure a successful Blitz interview process. Given that each of your 4 or 5 interviewers is going to meet with 6, 7, or 8 candidates, you should ensure that these interviewers are prepared, that they understand clearly the type of roles that you're looking to hire. And that is where the bar raiser can be instrumental in running the pre-brief, making sure that all expectations are met, and ensuring that this otherwise highly efficient process of the Blitz interview could indeed deliver ample and good results. In other videos, we have talked about the importance of having a hiring bar instead of comparing candidates to each other. Having that hiring bar is going to help ensure that you are going to hire people who are a fit with your company culturally, behaviorally, and functionally. It's very tempting when you're interviewing 6 or 7 or more candidates to compare them to each other. Do not do that. It's okay to walk away from an interview Blitz day without having hired anyone or having hired 1 out of 8 open positions. That's okay. Do not feel like you've walked away empty-handed. Instead, you should be thankful that your interview process works, that you have established a good hiring bar, which is a benefit in the long run for you. You should also be thankful that you potentially trained new hires through the interview Blitz process, and then start assembling a slate with new candidates to fill the spots for a new interview Blitz day in order to fill all open positions on your team. I hope this was useful. If it was, please subscribe to this channel. Ask us if you have any questions. Check out our site at barraiser.io, and the very best of luck to you as you look to hire the top talent for your company. Bye.